Oh, buddy. My name is Eric, and today we're going to be doing something a little dumb. What we're going to do is connect Windows XP to the open internet and see what happens. Now, you may think, well, how is that different from just running Windows XP? Well, there's something else that's different between now and the 2000s as far as the internet is concerned, and that is that in the old days, you would just get a modem from your ISP and plug that straight into your computer. That would mean you had no firewall, unless you had one in Windows, and essentially anything on the internet could connect to your PC. Nowadays, that's not how it works. Nowadays, you basically never expose your PC to the internet, and if you did want to open a port, you would do so using a port forwarding function. Well, in good old days, it didn't work that way, and that's how we're going to try it out. Now, the way I've set this up is a bit complicated, but basically, this VM is running under a Proxmox server that is specifically designed for this to work. Okay. This is VNC, which does not... VNC and Windows does not mix, so it's a bit tricky to control the mouse. But we can do it this way. I kind of like the old setup screen. It was so much more straight to the point rather than... here you go. You got to click all of these buttons, or else your information is going to become property of Microsoft. So here we go. We've logged in, and now I will set up the networking, which has to be done manually, because the other thing is, of course, there's no DHCP, because we're just on the internet. Same way that a server would work, which is a legitimate reason to do this, as opposed to, hey, I've seen this as well on some enterprise connection. Which you may be wondering, so how does this work? Well, the magic is that the moment you connect to the internet this way, people can run tools like Nmap that will be able to pinpoint exactly what your system is running and then know that this is potentially a vulnerable Windows XP computer connected and firewalled. Now, I don't think Windows XP's firewall is actually very secure, but just in case. And boom. Okay, we have no antivirus. And we also have absolutely no firewall. I'm also going to try and change the mouse settings because this is absolutely annoying. Okay, now let's see. How long does it take? Place your bets. We can open up IE as well if we want to. I love how it warns you that you're viewing viewing an SSL instead of warning you that you're not, because you wouldn't want to accidentally have security. Okay, so now we're just going to leave this system to cook for a while, and then we can come back and see if it catches anything. It's almost like how police have a bait kill. Okay, so just a few minutes later, we have already got signs of infection, conhose.exe, which I don't actually 100% know what that does, but I googled it, and it seems like it's malicious, but let's keep the experiment running. This has just taken 10 minutes to get our first virus. Let's see how far we can go. Let's just see. I'm going to guess, just from having dealt with malware back in the day, that probably this is going to be, and probably installed itself into temp. No, maybe it hasn't. Okay, well, we'll keep watching and we'll keep monitoring. Okay, so now we're going to come back a few hours later and see what's happened. So nothing obvious in user mode, despite the fact that we've got at least one Trojan installed, possibly more. And it seems like, unless that's just the default administrator account, it also seems like we've got a new user added. The admina user. This is the password. Okay, so we got our user. And it still loads. So I don't think we've got the Sasser worm. But we do have a fair number of things. I do not like this. Is that a Windows feature, or is that some sort of... You do not want an FTP server running. That essentially means that the hacker has complete control of the files on the system. Okay, so this is definitely password protected. Okay. Because I'm an administrator, I can just kill this password. Oh, I think I know, actually. It's probably just for the FTP. That's probably why it was created. New programs installed. Okay. Okay, this might just be everything that came with Windows. It doesn't seem like there's anything suspicious in my user profile. And of course, I always forget that on Windows XP, it's documents and settings, not. But I think given this was just created, I think this is probably fine. I'm going to guess admin A is for FTP, and probably the fact that I've changed the password to it is probably not going to. Okay, now I've gotten what is still an outdated but usable browser installed. And of course, it complains. So now we can try, for example, we can try and get a really old version of procinfo. And here we go. We've now got a really old version of Process Explorer going, which is going to allow us to see exactly what these processes are doing. I'm going to have to wait for the malware to start up. Oh. Okay, this malware is like kind of comically bootleg. So Microsoft compilation, that's not Microsoft Corporation. Okay, let's see. Where is this? And it's set up in Windows temp instead of user mode temp. And of course it can run as system. And we can explore. Okay, a users.dat. Maybe that. I wonder if this is a stealer. Okay, 46 megabytes. Now we can upload this to VirusTotal. Yeah, there's a few possibilities. One of them is that this is a stealer. Another is that it's some sort of worm, or even that it's some sort of email spam. Let's see where this search online goes. No. Yeah, it's pretending to be conhost. This is just a case of a search engine not being very good at what it does. Okay. These are pretty much all nonsense, which makes sense because as far as I can tell, this application does not have any interactive functionality. You can see how often. Okay. And it's also doing something here. So it's doing a fair amount of things. It's, of course, got all privileges because back in this version of Windows, you could actually run as the system user and have complete and total domination. Okay. Let's get an idea of, let's just go to a system, and then we could get an idea of, just need to close that so that I can actually read the address, and then we can get an idea of what this might be doing. Chris.onu. This domain is registered in the Russian Federation. And okay, it's an active domain, and it's been registered since 1994, which I guess shouldn't shock anybody. Oh, no, that was the all you. Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, that makes more sense. It was registered more recently. It actually, I mean, it wouldn't shock me because who's writing Windows XP malware these days? The only reason I could think of to write malware on Windows XP is if you needed to, if you were maybe looking for a botnet or trying to find computers that might have. So actually, let's just double check what this is. ALG. Okay, no, this one is in fact legitimate. Unlike this comical program that's got a ID of 420. Was that done on purpose? Okay, and here is an old. This one is from 2010, which should run on XP. And it looks like Process Monitor, which is the more powerful version of this, runs along with auto runs. So let's go over to auto runs. Now, some of these are showing an icon that implies they won't run. I don't know if that's because they're 60 full bit. Oh, okay. And now we can find, okay, so we actually have quite a bit of malware on this system. Item dot. Is that? Oh, yeah, you can do that. I don't know if you can do this in modern Windows, but on Windows XP, you can actually run DLL. I believe allows for non-exe files that should be DLLs to function as if they were executable. It seems like that's being abused. I totally believe this is from Google. Okay. So we have a fake Google, and this one is running a file, LSMA. Let me see what that does. That's one I actually have an error. Let's see what LSMA do to it. Okay. So this is the Luma C2 Trojan Stealer. Wait. Did it actually just kill my... No. Okay. So this one will kill your browser if you try to look it up. This one seems to have uninstalled itself. Okay. This one, okay. I think this one is some really janky Windows XP stealer. Now, if I'm not wrong, that looks like an open, as far as I could guess, we could, oh, and it's actually misconfigured because it says file not found echo. Maybe just sysinternals is giving us that error. Okay, FTP. Okay, we do ftp.ftp0810.ru. Let's see what's actually in this. Okay, so far. Okay, and we've also got what could be, I don't, is it possible, maybe these aren't rootkits? These look like they're root. I think we may also have rootkit. Okay, and these are malicious services. Okay. CMB is actually for /D in, okay. Okay, we can, okay, let's try. So this is some sort of loader. I actually can't guess off the top of me what that even's going to do. So let's just try our browser again. Hopefully it won't instantly terminate our browser session. Let's see what this is. This may not be, oh, okay, no, there's nothing being put out to HTTP, but it is there. Okay. Now we've got these two files, which are some sort of payload. So I'm just going to kill all of these. None of these are things we want. And then the final way I'm going to finish this off is by running Malwarebytes to see what Malwarebytes thinks we've actually gotten in total. And here is the download for the legacy version. Hopefully. Yep. Well, either that or I've installed another. Nope, it looks like... Oh, for a second, okay, if I just installed a rogue, wouldn't be the first time. It's okay. And then we'll just run the scan, and then we'll find out whether I've caught everything. And we can go to process monitor and see if we're seeing any LSAS. Hoping. I don't think the Sasser thing works on. Then we can get back to the other one and find out. We want conhos. A totally legit conhos.exe. Let's see if we have any idea what conhos is doing. Okay, we do. So it's checking these. It's going to app patch, open file, create file. Okay, let's just expand this out. Okay. Create file mapper. Oh, wow, this thing is just non-stop. So it's creating all these different files. So I think what it's doing is it's trying to make itself really hard to get rid of. This is sort of a classic virus. Oh, okay, reg open key. Okay. Image file execution option. Okay. Oh, that's a backdoor so that it can get into your remote access. Then it's creating itself in temp. It's reading more options. Okay. Right. Open key. Okay. See if we can find a. It seems to be mostly reading. Seems like it's kind of just running in a loop doing the same thing. Now let's see what Malwarebytes has to say. Pre-scan operations. Now it should catch this one immediately in memory because it's actually running. That is going to... Oh! Okay. Okay, we've already found 6 viruses. Okay, so now we've got a list of things. So, okay, this item.dat file is actually... Okay, so we've got WMI bit. Let's just... Well, let's try... I'm just trying to make this work because we don't have a big resolution, of course, because it's old. Okay, MySA, these are the things that actually run it. And then it's the payload, DNS change. Oh, well, I didn't even notice that. Was our DNS being tweaked? That could be why that thing was running the network command. Let's just check that. And let's see. What is our DNS being changed to? Oh, 233.5.5. Okay. Let's just see who that... let's see who that really is. That's a VPS from Alibaba. You probably don't want that as your DNS. That's probably doing something bad. And then Elix, which is adware, is the final thing it's caught. Now, it hasn't seemingly caught the conhose, which is a bit concerning because the rest of these will simply come back. Okay. Now let's do the reboot to get these completely off and see if conhose is gone. Okay. We've now got Malwarebytes running. And... Oh, no red... Oh, it might have already started up. Oh, what's that saying? Okay, well that makes sense. Yeah, I can't contact the licensing server. Okay, now let's run a scan again. And let's see if it finds... If anything comes back, that's how you know that you've got a deeper problem. Now, I'm not seeing any indication so far. I'm also not seeing any indication. Let's just check if the file where... Okay, the malicious file is here, but the job that would auto-run it seems to be gone. And now let's try turning the firewall back on. Oh, and conhose has just started itself again. And it looks like the Malwarebytes just killed itself. That's not so good. Or has it just been minimized? No, it looks... Okay, no, whatever is just closing Malwarebytes. So I think we can safely call this a victory for the malware. If you end up in this state, I would strongly recommend either permanently disconnecting the system from the internet or just reinstalling it because it's going to be very difficult. Windows XP, very insecure, very easy for random software from the internet to get more privileges than you, and it is very, very hard to solve that. So I hope this video is interesting. Also, just out of curiosity, I tried this on Windows 7, and even with all of the same settings, nothing happened. I let it run for 10 hours, so it seems like this is mainly a problem in historical Windows. Please subscribe if you'd like to see this on Windows 95 to see if we can make things even spicier, because I think that's really the first version of Windows that you can really connect to the internet. That's all for now. Bye.